Welcome to Sunrise, first light for what's next on B2B revenue teams. Lots to cover today, so let's dive in. Okay, close your eyes for a second. Imagine you're driving north on the 101. Maybe that morning fog is still hanging on the hills around Sonoma. You take an exit just past Healdsburg down this quiet little road, and you're heading to SingleThread. You know, that amazing Japanese-influenced farm-to-table place. Even if you haven't been, you can sort of feel it, right? The experience is just unforgettable. Every single detail, every dish, it flows because of really intentional design. But then, think about most B2B offerings. They don't feel like that at all, do they? More like a chaotic buffet line. You've got some advisory over here, execution there, maybe some AI sprinkled in, legacy stuff. There's no real narrative, no signature feel. It doesn't really resonate. So in this deep dive, we're exploring how you can design your offerings less like that buffet and more like a precise tasting menu, crafted with care, shaped with real conviction, and delivered with clarity. We're calling it solution selling, the Michelin menu way.
And it's interesting because what we're seeing is the firms growing fastest. They're not trying to grab every single buyer out there. No, they're building these really distinct, tailored experiences. Yeah. Experiences where the right buyers lean in and basically say, yes, this is exactly what I've been looking for.
Okay, so let's unpack this problem. It sounds really common. Why does it happen so often? Is it just fear of missing out?
That's a huge part of it, yeah. It often comes down to, I'd say, 3 core issues. First, like you said, this idea that more feels safer than clear. Mm-hmm. Firms are afraid of leaving something out, so they sprawl, they bolt things on. But, you know, the more stuff you list, the less distinct any of it actually feels.
Right, it all just becomes noise.
Exactly. Second, there's this confusion between capability and, well, a product or a solution. Just because your team can do something doesn't mean it deserves a prime spot on the menu. Too many offerings are built around internal skills or chasing trends, not around a cohesive experience solving a real customer need. And third, we see iteration without pruning. Like, AI is hot. Okay, add an AI offering, new buzzword, feature it. Instead of curating, firms just accumulate. And you end up with this Frankenstein mess that feels reactive, not really refined.
And the result for you, the company, this is a diluted brand, right? Buyers get confused, and it makes everything harder, messaging, sales, even delivering consistently.
Absolutely. It creates drag on the whole system.
So the antidote is this curated, cohesive menu idea, thinking like that world-class chef.
Precisely. Every course, every element needs a purpose. It needs to align to that core experience you're trying to create.
Okay, so if we're going full Michelin chef mode, step 1 has to be choose your cuisine, define that identity.
That's foundational. You start with your core service lines. What are you really known for? Or what do you want to be known for? Think about it. Great restaurants don't serve sushi and Texas brisket and Spanish tapas on the same menu. It's confusing. Great firms shouldn't either.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you need to ask, what category are we genuinely trying to own here? What problem are we truly built to solve better than anyone else? And what's the underlying philosophy, the lens, behind our approach? Define that, and the menu structure starts to take shape. We often talk about frameworks like a 3x3 matrix, maybe 3 core service lines, each with 3 distinct powerful offerings.
Okay.
Or maybe a 5-5 for more complex areas, 5 categories, 5 modular options perhaps. But the key point here, this isn't about how big your firm is. You could be huge with a tight 3x3 or smaller with a 5x5. It's about clarity and conviction, not just scale.
Right.
Clarity for the buyer.
Yeah.
So once the cuisine is chosen, then comes step 2. Design each solution with intentionality. This sounds like where the real craft happens. Mm-hmm. It absolutely is. Michelin dishes aren't made in bulk. They're crafted individually with incredible care. We suggest using what we call a solution blueprint for each offering. It's basically a structured way to think it through. You clarify the core problem it solves. You look honestly at the existing alternatives. What are buyers doing now? Then you define your unique point of view. Why is your way better or different? Shape the delivery model, figure out the path to revenue, and crucially, highlight your unfair advantage. What makes this truly yours?
So it's much deeper than just a feature list.
Oh, much deeper. The more effort you put in here, the smoother everything else becomes downstream. Your messaging gets crisper, your sales narratives are compelling, delivery is more consistent. The goal is that buyers almost feel pre-sold. They see the offering and think, okay, I get this and I want it.
That upfront design work really compounds, okay, which leads logically to step 3. Curate, don't accumulate.
Yes. A great menu evolves, of course it does, but doesn't just sprawl outwards uncontrollably. Be selective. New offerings should really emerge from clear demand signals. actual client feedback or a genuine strategic conviction about where the market's going. Don't just chase the latest shiny object or trend. Let those things inspire evolution within your defined cuisine, not dictate a whole new random direction. Ask yourself, does this potential new offering add clarity, or does it just add clutter? Does it advance our core story, or does it dilute it?
You want that menu to feel seasonal, maybe, and precise, not just piled on.
Exactly. Because when your whole suite of offerings reads like a coherent story, not like rummaging through a storage closet, buyers don't just understand you, they want you.
So wrapping this up, the best solutions, the ones designed like this, they aren't actually that hard to sell. They kind of resonate on their own. They create clarity, not more confusion. They feel, I don't know, handcrafted, not just cobbled together from parts.
That's the essence of it. So the call to action here is pretty clear. Ditch the buffet model. Start designing like a Michelin chef. Sell like a knowledgeable sommelier, guiding the choice, and deliver like it's your signature experience every single time.
Because that's how you bridge that gap between a buyer just being curious and actually having conviction. Let's keep cooking. And hey, here's a little bonus prompt for you and your team to chew on this week. Look at your current solution menu. What on there is a genuine chef's kiss, really well-defined, high impact, and what's just filler? What could be refined, reframed, or maybe even rebuilt with this kind of care? Give it some thought.